Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. I've said before that I'm a music student here at my college. I'm going for a Bachelor of Arts in Music. And there's a lot of things I have to learn about music. There's a lot of different things I have to do performance-wise. I am a voice major, or voice student. I'm a baritone. And if there's one thing I've become interested in, it would be analyzing music thoroughly. And I have my own way of doing so once I have my own hand at like a copy of my own sheet music. It's called German note names. A lot of you might know what solfege is, maybe because you've seen The Sound of Music, maybe because you've might have practiced music yourself, or something like that. And it's like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and whatever. Well, German note names take it a little differently, to where they're all the literal names of what each note is. It's like we in English we call it like G sharp or natural or flat. It's like sharps, naturals, flats. That's how we distinguish different notes. But in German, they have it to where it's only one word for each note, rather than like sharps, flats, and other things. I think they have the words for sharp and flat, but they stick to the other way of just having it one specific word. I wish English did that, but what are you gonna do? So, one thing that we have to learn in musicianship is how to be able to distinguish these note names. And it's not that difficult, but yeah. And what I like to do with analyzing music is writing German note names into the entire score on every instrument, including the piano arrangement. And when I do this, I'm able to figure out what chords are being used, which is, I think, is really helpful. Because the thing about all chords in all music is that they're all stacked thirds, or at least most of the time they are. Like you have suspensions and other things too, but this is a page of like the first choir part of Dido and Aeneas. As you can see, I wrote German note names into all of the four voice parts and the piano part. And at the very top, I wrote out what the chords are, like using guitar-like tablature. Because if you look at guitar music, they'll like tell you like what chords they are. Maybe I was like, no. On piano music, they have the chords written above, just like if a guitar wants to play along and just improvise. And at the bottom, I later figured out like how do I like in what key is the song in, because all songs tend to modulate. It starts in C minor, then it goes to F major, then below goes back to C minor again, then it goes to G minor. Yes. And one thing that this can help with is really understanding what the music does. Because if you were to look up the song Banish Sorrow, Banish Care, and listen through it after like looking at this music and at how analyzed it is, it might be easier to hear where it modulates. So like all music is like based off of stacked thirds, just in different inversions and whatnot. And it's just inverted in a lot of ways to have smooth voice leading and a number of things. So yeah, it takes a lot of time though to write in all those names, because I spent like three weeks going through the entire book. It was like I wound up giving up on doing the entire book. Like I was even doing parts I wasn't involved in, but I decided not to do that anymore just because I didn't think it was worth my time anymore. So I think that I could become my own composer or my own like rearranger or something along those lines. I could be one of those people that they ask to like, here's a piece that's originally written for piano or voice or something. Rewrite it for an orchestra that has this instruments in them, these instruments in them. So that's something I could do. or I could learn how to actually write music and do something with it. But step one is being able to read and analyze music. And I relatively enjoy being able to write out German note names and then put in guitar tablature and then figure out what key a song is specifically in. And it can be difficult to figure that out just because of how freely something can modulate to. So, yeah, there's a lot to it, and it takes a lot of time to practice. I mean, I think that one of the hardest things you could do is, at least, you know, I'm going to dedicate this second part of my video to talking about my singing voice. And I have my own digital piano to demonstrate on my phone. I'll do this very quickly. I can't remember what my voice was as a kid. Maybe it was a boy soprano, maybe I was a boy alto. I don't remember. But what I do remember now is that around 15 years old, I went for puberty, my voice cracked, became a baritone. I believe I thought I was a bass back then, but it turns out I'm not. And I'll tell you like the depths of how low I can go. This here is a G. No, that's wrong octave. F flat, F natural, E flat, D flat, C. C, B, 0. B. Nope, can't do it. But I'm really lucky to be able to do this right now. C. Because usually my limit is this. C sharp or D natural. Like I'm able to just go that low. But that's how low I can go. As for how high I can go, well, let's test it. I have C, middle C, C sharp, D, E nat, E flat, E natural, F sharp. I'm starting to break. Let's see if I can get the G. G. I know I can't go any higher, and that was still really pushing it. But then there's falsetto, where like I can go lower. B flat, A flat, G flat, F. Yeah, I'm starting to lose it. E flat, D flat. Yeah, it's not even anything anymore. D. I think that's like the breaking point. But then there's how high I can take this thing. I can take this ridiculously high. No, it's not that high. Not that C. like something like that. I mean, it's that very high note and or something like that. It kind of hurts to do it though. But that's probably my entire vocal range. When it comes to my natural voice, I can go as low as C sharp 2, maybe lower if I have it at the moment. And as high as I can go, I had to be warmed up and singing with the right energy and the right support. I can get as high as F sharp. It's like, oh, a store, oh, a store, like that. That's the F sharp. Maybe G. I don't know. It's possible. But then for falsetto, or head voice, or whatever you want to call it, I can get that high in A5. It can take me all the way up to an A5. I mean, those are notes that sopranos hit. I know they go higher, but like up to that C, maybe even higher than that. Yeah, you get the idea. You can have there's a lot to the human voice, and there's a lot more than just the category of bass, baritone, tenor, mezzo soprano, contralto, soprano. And I am classified as a baritone, but I pretty much have a countertenor falsetto, similar to something that Barry Gibb had. Wait, is he still alive? I have to look that up. Yeah, but you get the idea. He was like hit really high notes. It's like, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna stop that random keyboard playing. But it was good for me to use it just to try to get myself in tune with singing different notes. And fortunately, most choirs have places for all these different types of vocal ranges. In choir, I sing bass 2, which is the lowest voice part, just because I feel that's the most comfortable with. I'm pretty sure I can sing bass 1 just fine, maybe even the tenors, because my teacher allows us to switch into falsetto. He actually recommends it too. So, when it comes to analyzing music, singing music, or playing music, there is a lot to it, but if you just keep at it, you'll be able to get somewhere with it. Maybe even take yourself to huge heights. Goodbye, everyone.